Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 204. It is Monday morning, and we are just leaving for work, and that sun is shining in our eyes on our way out here. Nice and early. Got home nice and late, and yesterday was okay. It was a lot of work, a lot of driving, but we pieced together an okay win. I've come to the realization that you can't be making thousands of dollars a day. You got to chip away at it. You got to make 300. You got to make 500, whatever you can make, and then move on and be happy with it. And don't chase it. Don't force it. Everything will be okay. And that's what I'm going to try to start to live with right now, is that those days right now are gone. The opportunities will come, but at the moment we got to take what we can and not be upset about it. I think I was feeling like I wasn't doing enough, or I was doing something wrong or something like that, but it happens. I mean, you lose your places that you can play. That's normal, and you deal with it. You move on. You either quit or you find a better way to do things, and that's what we have to do. Last night, believe it or not, after I got home, I actually played online for a little bit and made about $200 more. So yesterday, or I don't know if you want to add it to today, because it was way past midnight, but if you count yesterday plus that, is over about $750. So now here's the thing I'm dealing with right now is I have less than a week before my trip, and I'm really not going to have a lot of internet during that time. I have a lot of different bills and things due, and I need to move money around because my paycheck wouldn't be here yet. I got to put money in the bank. I got to move stuff around. So there's a lot of little things that we have to do. We have to go here and pick this up and pay for it. So all these little things we have to do. And you know what? I just thought of, we're going to be, not everybody's going on this trip with the family. I could always leave some for the kids to do for me. Then I don't have to worry about running around so much. I'm still going to try to get everything done before I leave, but I don't have to worry so much about making sure money's in this account instead of this account and all that. I could always ask the kids to help me out with that. So yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better, but I think I should have enough time to get everything done. The problem is, obviously my days are abbreviated most of the time. I only have 3 days a week that I can actually do stuff, because the other days I'm working day morning till night. So anyway, just thinking out loud here, I think I only have like 3 or 4 more things to do, and I'm talking about like paying things and doing things between now and September 9th. So I'm in really good shape. I just want to have everything done so that while I'm on my trip, I don't have to worry about it. And I don't like doing the automatic withdrawal stuff. I like to keep an eye on everything and see how much everything is, because companies have a way of making your bills sneak up when you're not paying attention. So I like actually receiving a paper bill for everything and monitoring all that stuff. And it's interesting, I think we closed 2 credit cards because they were starting to charge us a monthly fee for getting a statement in the mail. But I like having that statement. So, and I do keep those for at least 3 years, really 4 years before I get rid of them. So, and then anything really important, like, you sold a property or something and you want to make sure that the final bills are paid. In those cases, I keep things forever, because I don't want anything to come back later on. So, oh man, I've got one safe that's a full size. It's not a full size. It's like maybe 24 inch by 24 inch and like 6 feet tall. That's just paperwork that I have to keep long term that I need to go through. So we'll deal with that when we get back. All right, right now it's 62 degrees. We're heading to the office. Today's going to be a really light day work-wise, so it should be pretty easy for me. I do have to get ready for our penetration testing. The first test is during the week that I'm out of town, so I'll make sure everything is working before I go and give instructions to the people who stay here. Today I only have the one team meeting, so we'll go through our normal drill, go to the office, casino, back to the office, casino, and go home. So that's the plan for today. So you're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back and just getting ready to leave the office, and so far the day has gone great. I mean, gotten so much done in so little time. I'm pretty much done for the day, honestly. So I'll be focused on getting things set up for our trip now, shore excursions and things like that. And then I'm a little picky about stuff as far as organization, so I'm gonna make my spreadsheet that I always do on every trip: what time we're leaving home, getting to the airport, flight leaving, Uber getting there, getting to our hotel, ideas about 5 or 6 things we could do. Then I could just pick one of them depending on our mood, so that when we're on the trip, it's easy. Everybody thinks it's easy to plan a trip, and then at least once I let everyone else plan it, and they saw how difficult it was. Because you're like, oh, we're gonna go do stuff. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? It's like, well, we're not sure what we're gonna do. Well, I have a list of 10 things, and I have it like in a way where, like I've said before, a little bit of exercise, a little bit of learning, a little bit of fun. You go to the museum, go to the beach, go to the playground, or whatever. So I'll get that stuff worked on today, and then we'll do our meeting, and then we'll head back to the casino. But right now, we're on our way to the casino, and what a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. Well, okay, one cloud in the sky, and 70 degrees outside. It's like, where did this day come from? So looks like a really nice day. We do have some free food. We'll probably use that tomorrow. I'm supposed to meet an AP at this casino tomorrow at lunchtime, so that will work. I'll probably do a couple more Wendy's things today. Right now I need to average like $50 in purchases, like 10 at a time, between now and the time we leave for our trip, to maximize the potential on this. So I'll do my best. We'll see if we can get it done or not, but I may end up with a lot of water and a lot of orange juice. Alright, heading out. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and it was pretty weak. It was dead in there, and on top of that, about a third of the machines were down. So, as always, mismanagement. I mean, you're going to take them down at 2 to 6 in the morning. You don't take them down when lunchtime, when people are coming in. Anyway, I played 2 machines. I made $15 on one and about $100 on another one. Walked around, found nothing. Everybody was tied up trying to look at these machines. Tons of texts and stuff. I know they were doing some upgrades to their software, but there is better ways. Believe me, if you've even thought about opening a lemonade stand, you can manage a business better than this. It's so ridiculous that you give up money at the prime time that you can make money. Like I said, today is Monday, right? I mean, Monday night. Can't you do it from like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.? I mean, doesn't that make more sense than lunchtime? Anyway, so we ended up leaving ahead $118. Right now, we're going to go to Wendy's. We were able to stack specials today. So we got the free chili, and we got $10 in food. So we're going to get the chili and 2 sandwiches for about 50 cents. So definitely a good deal. There's also a Little Caesars in the area, and I ordered breadsticks and 3 waters from there, which is $10.56. So again, about 50 cents for that. And I'll probably just keep it in the car for now and take it home. Should be fine. It's not that hot outside. So anyway, let's head over to Wendy's and grab our lunch. Then we'll swing by and get our other lunch and head back to the office. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Stopped by Wendy's, picked up my stuff. Stopped by Little Caesars. And guess what? I placed the same order as yesterday, and they still don't have drinks. So they ended up giving me a pizza and this crazy bread, and I can't eat any of it. I'm so full already, so probably gonna take it home. Yeah, we'll just put it in the oven when I get home. It'll be fine. It's all sealed up. Now I'm gonna head back to the office, and then I'm gonna be meeting someone while I'm there. I'll try to give this food away if anybody wants it. If you want it, send me a message. No. And we'll get back to work for a while, and then head back to the casino again. Hopefully something good happens. I'm waiting for about a lot of money for my online casinos, so I'm not going to buy any more or play any more until I get that money. I should have at least a third of it delivered today, and hopefully a third of it by Wednesday. So I don't know if I'll get to play any more between now and the time I leave for the cruise, but yeah, that's what's going on right now. Heading back to the office. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and just leaving the office. It was crazy. I got back to the office. I got this pizza. I got these breadsticks. I'm like, what am I going to do with these things? And I go up to my desk, and my team is just going to lunch. So I'm like, hey, do you guys want a pizza? And one of them said, yeah, I'll take a pizza. So I went back downstairs, got the pizza, went back upstairs, gave it to him, and then I got a call. I was supposed to meet somebody in the parking lot for a second. Went back downstairs, went outside, went back in again, went back upstairs again. All this back and forth. Finally got situated. We had our team meeting, which went very well, and we're all done. So I just have a couple pieces of breadsticks here. No big deal. I'll either eat them or whatever. And right now we are going to head back to the casino and try to make a little bit of money. And then I need to go stop by a bank. I don't normally use branches. I mean, normally it's like my income goes in my account, and I rarely take cash out or put cash in my accounts because it's not necessary. It's kind of like takes care of itself. But I want to move some money over to this other bank. I've got extra cash on me anyway, so I'm going to go. I've never been to one of these branches. I just opened an account, and I have credit cards with them and things like that. But so hopefully, if I have time after I finish this, after I finish playing at the casino, we're going to try to get to this branch before they close and get some cash put into that account. So then I'll feel a lot better that most of my work is done. I did notice that I had one payment that I'd already made that I thought I needed to make, which is very good, but it's a little concerning too, because it was like a $6,000 payment, and I didn't realize that I'd already paid it. But I guess, and I keep charts and update the charts every 2 to 3 days. How much money's in my bank account, how much I owe on each card, when the due date is, how much money is moving over from online accounts, all these different things. And I have it on a Google Sheets, so that every couple days I know what's coming in, what's going out, so I can make sure that things happen properly. Because the last thing you want to do is not be coordinated, and then you end up with fees for no reason when you have a bunch of money, and then you just have bad timing. So anyway, right now it's mostly cloudy outside, 78 degrees. We're heading back to the casino, and I hate to say this because there's so limited opportunity here right now, but I have a good feeling about this right now. So we'll see what happens. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So just leaving this place, I was in there way too long. chasing stuff, chasing, and getting nowhere. I was down as much as 550 and up as much as $0. And I ended my session down $5. A very crappy, terrible session. So, you know, when you're happy that you broke even, you know, minus $5 is break even. It's pretty bad. Anyway, right now heading off to this bank and trying to forget what just happened, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. This was really weird. To get to this bank, I had to park in a certain place, then walk like 10 minutes. What kind of a weird bank makes you walk that far to get to it? It's really weird. Anyway, got that all taken care of, and right now heading toward home in the biggest mess of traffic that I've seen in a long time. So right now we have a little bit of time. I'm just reflecting back on the day and the craziness of this day. 2 sessions at the casino, craziness at work, ups and downs, the Wendy's and the whatever pizza stuff, and I gave the pizza away and all that. It's been a crazy day, but let's do some segments now. This is the 1776 countdown, where I count down the top 1,776 reasons why I love the United States of America. And today we're going to be talking about the 3rd president of the United States. And who was that, guys? The 3rd president of the United States was also the 2nd vice president of the United States. So we had George Washington, his vice president was John Adams. Then we had John Adams, his vice president was Thomas Jefferson. So 3rd president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, born April 13th, 1743, and died, we talked about this last time, July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after the Declaration of Independence was adopted, and the same day, he died the same day as John Adams. So he was the 3rd president, served 2 terms from 1801 to 1809, and he was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. He actually wrote most of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and you'll remember his famous phrase, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so, of course, he was a founding father. And what happened during his presidency? Something huge. The Louisiana Purchase. Louisiana Purchase basically doubled the size of America. And it's an interesting story. The people who went to negotiate with Napoleon were given a certain budget for just a small area that they wanted. They wanted basically Louisiana, New Orleans area. And Napoleon really needed money. So he sold them 530 million acres of territory for only $15 million because he needed territory. It was hard for him to take care of that territory and France and all the stuff he was trying to do in Europe. Jefferson also commissioned the Lewis and Clark expedition, through St. Louis and out to the west. He also founded the University of Virginia. Where did he live? You guys know this. It's on the back of the nickel. Monticello. And of course, if you can't tell by his house, he was an architect. He was also an inventor. He experimented with clocks, agricultural equipment, mechanical devices, and all kinds of other technology in the time. And how did he get so smart? He was a big reader. He owned an enormous personal library, and after the British burned the Library of Congress, the War of 1812, he sold much of his collection to Congress to help replace it. He also served as the first Secretary of State for the United States under George Washington. And like I said, he was the vice president under John Adams. And his presidency began with a historic election, crazy election. The election of 1800 ended up with a tie between Jefferson and Aaron Burr. And I talked about this previously. It used to be one vote for president, vote for president, and the second place person would come in as vice president, there was a tie. So then they had to figure out a better way to do it so we wouldn't end up with a bunch of ties. And anyway, he eventually became president, of course, because we're talking about him as the third president. And he supported religious freedom. He actually created the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom. And what does that mean? That means he believed that people should choose their own religion, and that government could not force people to a particular church or religion. So you could be any religion you want. You don't have to be one thing or another. So he also believed that your civil rights could not be violated based on your religious beliefs. So a lot of good things there, but then there were other things too. And a lot of people these days talk about how a lot of the founding fathers owned slaves, and he actually owned slaves. So I mean, we're trying to be truthful here, all right? I mean, denying history doesn't make it better, right? So we want to learn from history. We want to celebrate the good things that someone did, but we want to talk about the truth. So even though he enslaved all those people, his ideas about liberty and equality existed alongside his participation in slavery. And that was a big contradiction in his life. And as we talked about before, he died on Independence Day, July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. And so, another reason why I love the United States of America, Thomas Jefferson, third president of the United States. All right, after that, we can do the rest of the segments. What did you eat today, MW? I'm getting a little sick of this Wendy's stuff, but it's free. So I had a spicy chicken sandwich, give it an 8 on a scale of 2 through ace. A Dave's single, which they're starting to grow on me again here. I give it probably a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. And a Wendy's chili, which the pieces of meat were kind of hard. So that tells me they probably didn't stir it. It was probably laying on top or at the bottom and it burned or whatever. So I give the chili a 3 on a scale of 2 through ace. I also got the pizza and breadsticks. I had a couple breadsticks and decided, man, I'm not going to kill myself trying to eat this food. And I gave that pizza away. Tip-wise, of course, we didn't tip anything today. And what did you learn today, MW? What did I learn today? Well, I learned that where this bank was, for one thing. I learned the way that it works at this bank, which is actually very different and interesting and actually good for an advantage player, I feel. Less suspicion when you're using cash by going through this bank, so that's interesting to me. I also learned that the second day that I'm going to be in Texas, I was supposed to take my family to a sporting event, so I'll have to let them know that they're going to go by themselves. I'll give them the tickets, and they're going to have to take someone else with them, and I feel bad about that because I love going places with my family, but at least we're going on a cruise together. I really, really need this cruise. It's going to feel so good to be out there, just relaxing. I mean, I probably gamble more on the cruise than normal, but because I'm taking a lap every 2 or 3 hours and looking at the machines and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. I get to walk around the boat, get my exercise. I get to gamble a little bit, make some money, and I usually apply it toward the bill for the room. So it's less cash that I'm taking with me. Everything is paid by the time we get off the boat. I pay for the tips and all the other things that we did. And it's going to be fun. And it's interesting because the room that we got, I was going to upgrade the room. And now I'm thinking, no, I should not upgrade the room because it's such a good room. We're actually in the front of the boat. So you're going to be looking in front of us. You're going to see nothing in front of us. We are in the tip front of the boat. So we have a bigger balcony, a bigger room, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So I feel bad that not everybody's going, but when kids get older, you can't convince them to do everything all the time anymore. They have their own ideas. You can offer them your wisdom and hope that they listen, and they'll listen to some, and other things will take precedence other than that. Like, oh, I want to see my friends. Oh, I want to work and make money, whatever it is. And I still regret when I was 17 years old, I didn't take a family trip with my family. That was the last trip that they ever took together, that we ever took as a family. And I wasn't there because I started a company. And I was 17 years old. They went out of the country. I was by myself for over about a month, I would say. And it was the new business. I'd never done it before. I didn't even know how to do it. I didn't even have a vehicle. I didn't have equipment. I didn't have a license. I just started knocking on doors and asking for business. And I used my first down payment to buy a car and buy the equipment I needed. And I started by hiring my friends, and eventually we started making some money, put ads in the newspaper, and brought people in. I remember I was having a real hard time hiring people. Minimum wage back then was really low, like $5 an hour. I was paying $10, and people were interviewing and not coming back. And finally I just said, okay, you want an interview? Your interview is you work for 2 days for me. Once you work those 2 days, if you want to stick around, you're hired. If not, you can just leave. And I got workers that way, and people stayed. And it was interesting. Even that long ago, I made a lot of money. I don't want to tell you how much because without the context of what year it was, it won't make a lot of sense. But let's just say, okay, we could say in relation to minimum wage, how much I did in business. I did about 12,000 hours worth of minimum wage in business in about 2 months. And all my friends had a summer job, and it was actually pretty good. I learned a lot, but I miss going with the family, and that was the last trip that we could have gone together. And so if you're young and you get an opportunity to go with your family, you should do it. Not all my family members are around anymore, and you never get them back. So enjoy your time with them. And if you disagree with them, you argue with them, whatever, my recommendation, try to make peace with them, love them, and respect each other as much as possible. Enjoy your time together. We're like a blip in the radar as far as our lifetime. Our lifetime is so short. You got to do things to make your life better and spend time with your family and have a good life and good quality of life. It's a lot more important than having a business or anything like that. That's why I'm looking for alternatives to be able to spend more time with my family. When I started this business, I would go half an hour, 45 minutes to the casino and be back a couple hours later, and I made my money for the day, and it was great. Now I have to go 4 hours each way at least to make money. 5 hours, 6 hours, and 7 hours to some of the casinos I have to go to. And that's time lost that I could be spending with my family. And that's why I'm looking for alternatives, ways to make money, places to fly to make money. If it's more money than I'm used to making in my local area, then I stop going to my local area, and I use that time to fly somewhere. And although I'm away from my family for a few days, during the week, normally when I'd be traveling, I'll be at home, if that makes sense. So I might travel twice a month for 3 or 4 days rather than 5 days a week traveling and being away from my family. So anyway, I don't want to make this forever here, but for now I'm going to let you go. We'll catch up tomorrow, and it'll be an interesting day tomorrow as well. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.